My magic marker would be to fire Mike. All right.
Oh, my God.
Okay. They're not going to fire Mike. They're going to fire Mike the same way they fired Jason Garrett. They're going to let his contract run out and then say that they didn't fire him. The contract just ran out. Yeah, his contract expired. And now we're going to have to go find a new coach. The DTs in the upcoming draft look awesome. Okay, I'm about to start draft work.
They do. We're about to start.
I got the film.
Y'all are forcing us at this point. I don't like being pushed into it.
So what we want to do is, how do you want to phrase it? What should the Cowboys do at the trade deadline? What will they do?
I think at the trade deadline, are they going to be buyers?
Okay.
Are they going to be sellers?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or are they going to stay right where they're at?
Okay. Okay, so it's a prediction. And I just...
What should they do and what will they do? Absolutely, Kit Kat.
And
completely different.
And I actually think the answers to what they should do and what they will do are the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so just so that I can do a bit and sing a song, I'm going to change the question just for me. I want to go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the question that I'm going to propose is, who will they add at the trade deadline? And
Get them, Keith Sweat.
This is the answer.
Oh my.
Nobody.
Who the Cowboys gonna get?
Nobody.
Will the Cowboys sell?
Nobody.
Or are they gonna stay right there?
That was the end of my song.
Nobody, baby.
I think that they should.
I never got why he sounded so nasally.
And I think, that's the way it goes sometimes.
It's not my business.
I mean, think about all the bands that sounded like Green Day or Blink-182. Every one of them sounds the same way, like the other note. It just takes some time. Anyway, I'm thinking nobody. I think Jerry is making things up to try to keep you engaged for 24 hours, which is weird because it will run out in 24 hours. You'll no longer have the ability to tell that lie. And I hope that they don't do anything. I hope that Jerry doesn't just whiplash himself into, like, this was a setup. Mike McCarthy got set up. Dak got set up. Everybody got set up. And
you got set up too. You got set up.
You got set up.
The fans. You got set up. You people got set up.
You got set up.
Sorry, Kit Kat, I scared you back there. She was like, whoa. Yeah, she was like.
Can we have a?
Yeah, she.
Yeah. Did you get it in? Got that in? What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
I know we gotta say nobody because that's just
we don't have to
reality of it.
Yeah.
But I do have a wish.
I like your wishes.
I wish they would trade for Azeez Ojulari.
Supposed to write it down on the board.
Yeah, it's magic marker
Monday.
Magic. You don't just get to say it.
Say it. You gotta write it. You put the boards and gave you
OJ ULARI. Now hold it up. That's the rules.
I don't think people can read my handwriting.
That's when you say it.
You're just trying to get you a random edge guy?
Azeez Ojulari. He's not a random guy.
You're just trying to get a random edge guy?
So you can see it. Okay, say it. Oh,
and that camera, that one. There you go.
Azeez Ojulari. He's been playing well this year. He's like,
I'm not saying he sucks. I'm saying he's just trying to.
It's not random because let's just keep it a buck here. With this Micah thing, that looks.
What are you doing?
With this Micah thing?
Yeah.
It seems more serious than what they let on. Like, he's still high ankle sprain. Anything is crazy. Like, when they said it was a high ankle sprain, I was nervous about it. Even at that, Sam Williams.
I think Tank's career is over. By the way,
you think that Tank is?
I think Tank's career is over.
Barnacles.
I don't know that he'll retire, but I think the body part that he's hurt again, combined with the age where he is in his career, his contract's up with the Cowboys this year anyway. Like, I don't think he'll be back with the Cowboys unless it's on the cheap. I think his career might be over. So to your point, I do think you are desperate at that position, not just today. Well, you'll get Nealand and Williams back next year, so maybe you're not.
But Sam's going to be suspended and.
No, he got to serve it while he's hurt.
Barnacles, that's fantastic.
I don't know how that works, but
that's amazing. It's like probation.
Yeah, he served his.
But also too, like, even with Sam though, it's like, what year would that be for him?
He'll be going into year 4.
And this was
but Ojulari's in year 4, so if we trade for him, now are you signing him? Are you paying a man? Because I'm not here to rent people for this season. You know? Oh, we're racing now. Okay, that was okay. Do you have any other wishes? Here we go. Let's see what she comes up with. Nobody. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Jesse, I bet you have really good ideas for what they could do, ways that they could be creative and guys they could add to.
I don't think that anyone has any trade value.
No, but I think that he's going to predict that they're going to trade for lots of people.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I got you. That's right here, man. Hey, right here.
Man, this is the part we haven't been talking about.
Not a dang thing.
Not a dang thing.
Not a dang thing.
That's what the Cowboys are going to do with this trade deadline. Not a dang thing. Because let's be honest, right? Like we are the show of transparency and honesty and realistic beliefs.
That's us.
Mm-hmm.
It's us.
There is nothing that you can trade for that's going to turn this season around.
I agree.
Nothing.
What if you made 7 trades?
That would be an NFL record. There's not enough.
What if you traded for a defensive tackle, a second running back, a second receiver, a little help on the offensive line, a little help with the pass rush, a safety? We're cooking now.
Listen, if the commissioner of the National Football League, if that came across his desk, that the Cowboys had made 7 trades.
Yeah, damn right.
That'll never happen.
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
It would not be awesome. It would be a bad idea.
But at this point in time, you just have. See, Jerry said that Sunday to hold you from Monday, and then Tuesday gets here and it's election, right? Like vote, go out and vote.
Vote.
But it's election, right? So election's gonna carry us. If we have anything that we've done like the last. We're not going to know what the numbers are until Saturday, right? So election coverage will dominate everything.
Our election coverage starts tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Right here on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
So Jerry said that to hold you over until the election. And no one's going to know what really happened in the trade deadline. And the election will come about, and we'll talk about that as a
country
society.
Will be on fire.
Yeah, it'll be up in an uproar about who did what. Whoever wins, there's going to be a side that's an uproar. And that's going to last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we get to the weekend, and then you're just football again, right? So he can skate through all of that because of the coverage. He just said that just to say something at the end of it because I keep telling y'all, he is a businessman. His job is to always sell to you. Not to trade, but to you. Now, if there is anything that could possibly be done, if we have to choose one, it would be more of a seller than a buyer.
Yeah. So you can get some things back.
So we can get some things back.
And
for sure.
In the draft. And y'all know we talked about comp pick stuff and stuff like that.
I would sell anything that somebody wants from you. That's not a long-term piece. Like, I'm not telling you to trade Micah Parsons or Deron Bland or whatever.
People are suggesting trading Trayvon Diggs. I've seen that.
Do what? Oh, wait, and I'm not telling you to trade Trayvon Diggs. I'm not telling you to trade any of those guys. Because if you were going to do something like that, sure, now is the time that a contender wants them. But let's say just in the case of Micah Parsons. No, you trade him on draft day when you know the pick you're getting. Like, I'm not interested in the Detroit Lions 32nd overall pick. I'm interested in somebody who's...
But are you listening to calls?
I would listen to calls on Micah Parsons, and I don't think that.
And I'm just not saying Micah. I'm saying Trayvon.
Yeah, I'd listen on anybody.
I'm like, is there? Better question. Is there?
There's a price for everything.
Okay, I was ready to say, is there a guy on this team that you would not listen to any trade scenario?
Just Dak and CeeDee because you can't trade them because the contracts are so new and it would cost you too much money.
And Dak has a no trade clause in
right
as well.
But no, I mean I'm not trading Tyler Smith.
Yeah,
I'm not trading DeMarvion Overshown.
Cooper Beebe.
But
even Cooper Beebe, I wouldn't trade.
But if you called me and said, like, in one of those random players, I'll give you more than a first-round pick, I'd be like, you're a psycho. Of course I'll do that. So I got to listen because there's a price for everything.
Right.
But I have no intention of trading somebody that is young, under long-term contract, affordable, that I plan to be part of. Because the Cowboys plan to be good next year. And I think they plan to be better than that the next year and the 2 following it. So you're not giving up guys that are a part of that. But if somebody wants one of my guys that's on the last year of a deal and you're going to give me, now I have 11 picks, 12 picks, 13 picks to play with when we get to April, sure.
Does a contending team call for Zach Martin?
No.
I don't know.
Now?
I mean, if they're awful at right guard, maybe.
Right now, no.
But if they're awful.
I do think, and we talked about this earlier, also Diggy Zua had 7 pressures yesterday. He's probably your only defensive end that's drawn double teams. He's had some good numbers as far as being a pass rusher. I do think a contender would be interested in Oso Odigizua. I think a lot of Oso Odigizua's lack of success here in Dallas, I guess you want to say, because you have to look within the numbers to see he's playing well, and then also to look at him on film. But the lack of DT play has affected him every year because he always ends up being kind of the fall guy at the 3-tech position because you're lacking at the 1-tech. So he's having to do things like that. So I do think that a team could see someone like Oso Odigizua on his last year say, hey, this is a 3-tech that can actually rush the passer. We got a big ham in the middle that we could pair him with and can be successful with. I do.
Yeah, if you find the right team, and they are interested in one of your guys, I hope that the Cowboys are sellers. If somebody offers you, I don't know what they offer.
Oso Odigizua, by the way.
Yeah, and I don't know what they offer you, but like, yes, Osa, Golston, I think is in his last year. Jordan Lewis, whatever.
The legs on his career, the longevity he has had is something to admire.
Especially with the injury he came off of this year.
The injuries, the coaching changes, guys thinking he's too small, and he's just prevailed and made a career, dude.
Yeah, if you're trying to make a playoff run, you want any of my guys that's contracts are up at the end of the year, holler at me. Let's do it. Especially if it's a guy that's not going to get a decent contract in the offseason, because then I could get a comp pick later. But like Jordan Lewis is probably going to be another 1 year, $3-4 million guy to whoever's next team is. So you're not going to get a comp pick. So like, yeah, you want him? Let me get my 6th round pick and you can have a 7th round pick.
What about Ferg? To trade Ferg?
No, because I have nothing behind him.
He's a foundational piece at this point. And that's what I was going to ask you too, because when we're talking about maybe what's going to happen with this coaching staff, doesn't that affect, like, if you are going to trade guys or whatever the case may be, if you're trying to get some comp picks and all that stuff for the next staff, but
yeah, you're trying to make a pretty picture for the next guy to come in. I'm trying to make this picture pretty to you.
So maybe
here's our cap space.
That could be happening.
We got a quarterback, a pass rusher, and a wide receiver. We got an all-pro offensive lineman.
You got a linebacker that's coming along, some young linebackers that you can.
You got money to spend and tons of picks.
Come
on in, coach.
That's what happened with the Commanders.
Come on, Belichick.
That's what happened with the Commanders. That's literally what's happening with them. They just hit on a quarterback.
That's who they're going to hire.
I do want Belichick, Jesse. He's the best coach ever.
It's going to make me so mad.
He's the best coach ever, so I want him.
They're going to bring John Gruden in.
We all silly like the mayor.